A crash on I-70 could have turned out so much worse. Today, we're learning a driver's quick reaction may have saved many lives. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker.
And I'm Alexandra Lewis. That driver had to think quickly after a semi-truck hit him from behind while coming down from the mountains. 9 News reporter Jeremy Hohola has a breakdown of what exactly happened here, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's right. To really understand what happened, you have to see the photos. And the man caught up in this scary situation, he actually seems pretty chill about this whole thing. We know how congested I-70 can get, especially coming out of the mountains into Denver, sometimes bumper to bumper. But on Tuesday, it was semi on top of trailer bad. These photos capture a wreck just before noon with a semi-truck that crashed into a trailer, ending up on top of it like some sort of Fast and Furious stunt.
I don't fold under pressure. I'm really good at staying calm, keeping my composure, so.
And this is Tomas Benavides of Bear Excavating, the very chill and calm guy who suddenly found himself carrying literally extra tons of weight on his work trailer.
Scary on how all that happened, but glad nobody was injured and I was able to pull us off safely.
Tomas tells us a few miles before this happened, he saw smoke coming from the tires of the purple semi.
He should have known to pull over and at least let his brakes cool off or take a break.
As Tomas began to exit out of the mountains, he came upon traffic.
So I put my hazards on to let drivers behind me know that there's traffic coming up. And then 10 seconds later, feel something from the back.
It was definitely something. Footage captures some of the chaos as a dash cam falls during impact.
So I looked in my mirror and realized he was on my trailer, and like I said, I didn't freak out, didn't panic, kept my composure.
Tomas says he took control of the extra heavy load and believes he drove another 800 feet while pulling off to the side of the road to avoid colliding with traffic.
So a lot of things were racing through my mind at the moment. So I was like, as long as I'm able to get me and him off the side of the road, that's all I was shooting for right there.
And Colorado State Patrol is still investigating this crash, and so far, no word yet on any sort of citations or violations issued. Thankfully, nobody killed here. Back to you.
Definitely a wild story, Jeremy Hohola. Thank you. Here is a live look over Empower Field, where tonight, thousands of rock and roll fans are set to watch Metallica. You can still see crews setting up those final touches ahead of the concert for anyone who's going. It's going to be a hot one. So let's check in now with Jaden Knowles, meteorologist Jaden Knowles. People better hydrate because what? It's going to be 90 degrees at 6 o'clock when the concert starts?
Yeah, I mean, still holding steady, Sam and Alex, about the upper 80s, low 90s. And once again, we're going to see the latest sunset tonight, which is 8:32. So the concert will start at 6 p.m. Yeah, temperatures still already in the upper 80s. So hydrate, but have fun, of course. That's the most important thing when we're talking about weather. And also Metallica. That's just a great mixture right there. Current temperatures across the state, we're warm everywhere, and we're going to hold on steady and cool off as we're going to see a nice and comfortable night this evening. There's a couple of stray showers. They're finally starting to die down. Luckily, they've been below severe limits throughout the day today, which is terrific news for your Friday evening. Forecast, once again, as we head into this evening, staying into the upper 70s by 9 p.m. It's going to be a nice and comfortable night. Here is your weather question. Yeah, you didn't think we were going to do one today, right? Here it is. Hopefully everyone gets this answer right. What's the lowest temperature that horses can tolerate without shelter? Is it 0 degrees, 10 degrees, or is it 20 degrees? I know Kathy would love this question right here, but Sam and Alex, I hope you guys get the answer right.
B.
I'm going with
We're going to answer at 5:30.
Oh, okay. We don't know how this works, Jade. We're just shouting things out.
Yeah.
He's like, raise your hand, ladies. Today, the funeral home owner who stashed 190 bodies at the Return to Nature funeral home in Penrose was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but not for mishandling remains.
A judge sentenced John Halford for defrauding the government and cheating customers after accepting money for funerals and cremations, but never doing the work. 9 News reporter Aaron Adelson heard from the victims today.
Cameras aren't allowed in federal court, so we can't show you the tears victims had describing what happened to their parents and even kids. Given the chance to explain, John Halford tried to apologize and said, quote, everything got completely out of control. In late 2023, investigators found 190 bodies inside their Penrose building, including Samantha Naranjo's grandmother, who was supposed to have been cremated.
I felt that everything he said was just fake. They're not remorseful that they did this to us. They're remorseful that they got caught.
When arguing for the length of the sentence, Halford's attorney asked the judge not to focus on the people and the details of the case. This court should focus on the federal crime at issue here, fraud. Halford pleaded guilty to defrauding families and the federal government out of about $1 million. Derek Johnson's mom was also inside the Penrose building.
This wasn't just a crime about money. The money and the way it was used was part of the crime.
The prosecutors agreed, reminding the judge what they found inside. Some bodies were exposed with no covering at all. Some bodies were on gurneys, and some were laying on the floor, stacked up. There were some children recovered, and a fetus was also enclosed in a bag with other bodies. Halford asked the judge to send him to prison for 10 years. Prosecutors asked for 15. The judge gave him 20.
What was vindicating was that I believe she heard us.
In Denver, Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
Those details are still so hard to hear. Halford will be sentenced in August for the separate state case. He pleaded guilty to 191 counts of corpse abuse after mishandling the remains and sending families fake ashes. His wife Carrie's federal trial is scheduled to start in September. New at 5. Denver police say they arrested a man who was riding a bike and threatening people with a machete at Commons Park Hill. DPD says the attacks happened on Monday. According to a police affidavit, 3 people say the man chased them while yelling and making threats. None of them reported any injuries. However, one man told police the attacker lunged at him with a machete and almost hit him several times. Officers were able to track down and arrest the suspect. DPD identified him as 49-year-old Silvano Villa-Avalos. He's been being held now, on suspicion of attempted second-degree assault. He's due in court on Monday. This morning, the man accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at Boulder earlier this month pleaded not guilty to his new federal charges. Mohammed Solomon faces 12 federal charges, accused of hurting 15 people with those Molotov cocktails who were marching to bring awareness to Israeli hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza. His attorneys indicated he could decide to enter a plea agreement in the future. In addition to the 12 federal charges, Solomon faces a long list of charges at the state level, including several for attempted first-degree murder.